Hi, as of October 2025, there are hundreds of portable Bluetooth speakers available on the market. There's loads of different available radios, DAB and some internet radios. And you've got your music streaming services like Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, etc. But I've really struggled to find any products which combines all of those things into one unit. So today I wanted to have a look at this, the Boombocs Studio, which aims to combine all those things and more into one single portable ultimate music machine. Let's have a look. So I think we're a bit spoiled, aren't we, in this modern world for accoutrement, for listening to our audio content. I've got loads of little speakers and things, smart speakers, a proper old style stereo unit, Bluetooth speakers, little radios and everything. I've always wanted something that combines music streaming, radio, also acts as a Bluetooth speaker, that's portable, not tied to the mains, and that sounds good. And I think I found it in this, the Boombocs Studio. This was released in November 2022. We're now October 2025, and I picked this up for 57 quid from Amazon UK, and I think it's an absolute steal at that price. It's still listed as I think 130 quid on the Boombocs website, so yeah, what a bargain. Not a bargain if it's no good though, is it? So let's have a deeper dive into this and see if it's worth your money, despite this being kind of 3-year-old technology. So let's just quickly talk about what it is and what it does. So it's obviously a portable speaker, but inbuilt it has the facility to play Spotify, Deezer or Amazon Music, which you can control either from an app or directly on the unit itself. It's a bit cumbersome to do on the unit, but you can do it. It's just easier to use one of the apps to control the device. But yeah, it's got all that built in, which is really nice. There's no voice commands or anything. It's not an Alexa device or anything like that. But those music services are built in and will play from the device, thus freeing up your phone. It is also a Bluetooth speaker using, I think, I could be wrong on this, I forgot to check, but I think it's Bluetooth 5.0. I found it connects quickly and reliably when using my phone. So you can use it that way, but I think it's great that you don't have to have your phone connected, tethered to this, working all the time to play music. I have Amazon Music, so yeah, that's great. I'm not wasting my phone's battery. I don't have to have it tethered to my phone constantly. Excellent. It has also got a USB drive slot here, so you can use it for USB stick playback. If you've got a ton of music on a USB stick, I have got a couple of those stashed about somewhere where you could connect it to the back and play your music off there as well. There's also an auxiliary in socket there, so if you still had an old line out MP3 player, you could connect that up, and you could potentially, I'm a guitar player, so I could potentially connect my guitar up to this and use it as a small portable amp, possibly. No headphone out or anything, and you've got the power supply socket there as well. And the other absolutely fantastic feature of this, the reason really why I wanted it, is that it's got internet radio built into it. I'm a huge, massive lover of radio. I even in this day and age, I think radio's really got its place in society. I like to bung radio on, to have it on in the background. Again, I'm not using my phone's battery or connection or anything. I've got music or speech playing in the background. I can get on with my life, get on with my day. I can learn things from radio. I can discover new music by having a radio on. I do tend to find I listen to the same old stuff all the time when I'm using my smart speaker. I just ask it to play stuff that I already know and love. But with radio, I can find new stuff, and it's internet radio. I've got multiple DAB radios. DAB, I mean, there's more choice than on FM radio, certainly in the UK, but DAB is just so limited. It's rubbish technology. Nobody asked for it. And it's just not very good. Internet radio, I've got access to tens of thousands of radio stations from all around the world, which you can access from this on my large Amazon speaker. I'm only restricted to UK internet radio stations. There was some court case a few years ago that prevented streaming and accessing of international radio stations on devices like that, but I can access anything I want on this radio, and it's wonderful. Any niche that you're into, you'll find multiple radio stations covering that. It's fantastic, so much better than DAB. So yeah, I was really excited to see that. I can't believe how few devices there are available that feature internet radio. Like I said, there are quite a lot of dedicated internet radios available to buy, but they're usually tethered to the mains. I need something portable that I can move about, and this just does that. It's also a Bluetooth speaker. It can also stream my Amazon Music, and it's an all-in-one solution. It's got changeable EQ settings. It also has a sleep timer on it, which again I think is so useful. I can fall asleep listening to this, even if it's unplugged, and I'm not going to have to worry about the battery being dead in the morning because I can set a timer for it to go off. Great stuff. It does have an inbuilt battery, which is not easily accessible. I guess you could get these screws out of here with a struggle. Inbuilt battery, officially rated at around 12 hours playtime if you're listening to Wi-Fi internet radio, and about 15 hours connected to Bluetooth. That's what the official blurb says. It does have kind of an old school power socket there, with supplied with one of these round kind of barrel, 9-volt barrel connectors for its power supply. I'd much rather it be USB-C charging, but that's fair enough. Even Roberts's brand new radios costing kind of 200 odd quid, even those still come with these sort of power connectors. So yeah, that's fine. Haven't got a problem with that. The plug it comes with does come with a UK and European socket adapters on there, which is a nice touch. Power on, you get this screen. If it's not connected to the mains, it does take a little while to boot up, I must say, from its off position. Yeah, that whole process, if it's not plugged in, takes sort of about 20 seconds or so. So that's quite a lengthy wait as you boot up. If it's plugged into the mains, it does it in about 3 or 4 seconds. Just bear that in mind. So your controls on the top, this left-hand knob is a volume button. Also acts as a mute button. And you've got a back button there, which will take you back from previous menus. Got mode selection button here. So that was on internet radio. You can connect to podcasts, your auxiliary line in, your USB player, your Bluetooth connection there. And it goes through Spotify, Deezer or Amazon Music. And back to internet radio. And you've got some other controls on here: rewind, fast forward, pause and play. The info button do. Oh, that just changes the info button just changes your display options there. On off switch here, self-explanatory. Menu button lets you go to all your system settings and things. You use this to scroll up and down, and a press of that button to select the menu item. So you can change your equalizer, various other bits and bobs there. Setup wizard if you need it. Let's press the back button and go back. And the other physical buttons along the top here are some presets. So you can store 4 really quick access ones on there, your 4 favourites. There's a bit of jazz on there, there's a bit of jazz on there, there's more jazz on those ones. And then if you press the preset plus button, that brings up your saved favourite stations. Use that knob to scroll through, and it'll let you save 20 presets. So once you've got stuff stored here, once you've stored your favourite internet radio stations, it's pretty easy to access from your favourites using that knob and that. And that's great, all fairly straightforward. I haven't needed to refer to the manual for any of these bits. The only thing I'll say is that with such a choice of stations available on the internet, 20 favourites is nowhere near enough for me. I have dozens and dozens of internet stations that I really love, but I can only store 20 on here. So there's what, 40,000 internet stations? Yeah, I need more than 20 presets, but you're only given 20. So yeah, you're stuck with that. That is what it is. Now just move the radio out of the way. So there are a couple of apps that you can use to control everything on the radio, and it's much easier and quicker to use these. I have them on my phone, but I'm showing you on my iPad because I'm using my phone to film this video. So there's the Undock app, or the newer Octave app. They basically do the same thing. The Octave one perhaps looks a bit slicker because it's a newer app. I believe the Undock app has been around for years, but you can access whether you want your internet radio, podcasts, or your music services, Bluetooth, selecting your source. Basically, you can change your settings and that here, sleep timer, your EQ and all that on there, and it gives you a bit of info about what's playing. Undock app does the same thing, bit more of a sparse kind of appearance to it. I actually find the Undock app a little bit easy to use because I can just access my EQ settings easier on it. Just to talk about EQ settings quickly, because these play a massive role in how the speaker sounds. It comes with all these presets. I'll not go through each one in that much detail to try and keep this video a reasonable length, but I've found that the normal setting that it comes with when you get the speaker, this just lacks bass. There's not enough bass on this for me. I do like the flat setting. I think that gives a really nicely overall balanced sound, but again, there's just a tad bit bass light for my tastes. Some of these other presets like the rock, the movie, the classic, well, they add kind of a bit too much of everything and tend to make it a little bit over bloated, and the bass can become a bit bloated and forced and false sounding on there. The pop setting is okay, that adds a bit more bass, and the jazz setting that adds bass and some treble as well, but again, it can sound a little bit bloated. And after a lot of tweaking with the adjustable EQ setting, the My EQ setting, I have found, for me personally, this kind of setting works the best for me in general. The loudness thing he clicked on, but that adds a ton of bass, too much bass, so I knocked the bass back to sort of 4 places, and I've notched the treble up 2 places, and that's the setting I usually have it on, which still makes a nice balanced sound, a bit like the flat setting but with a tad more bass, and that sounds nice to my ears. But then I've noticed if I'm listening to rock music and stuff, then this setting sometimes isn't great, and if I click it back on the normal one, that can be better. Or obviously, yeah, play around with that, but I've found those EQ settings work generally fairly well for me. But it's quick and easy to select what you want depending on what you're listening to. Much easier, especially if you're listening to your music streaming service. It's much easier to do searches and things in the app than it is to manually rotate this to find individual letters to type in the name of a song or artist or something. So yeah, when I'm using my Amazon Music, I much prefer to use one of the apps on my phone normally to search for music that way, and to search for internet radio stations and stuff like that. So yeah, there's 2 apps you can use, and it makes operation of the Boombox Studio much easier and pretty quick, and it all works fine. And I've hesitated where to put this section of the video because obviously the most important thing, the most important aspect of any audio device is how does it sound. This has got a ton of excellent plus points to it, an all-in-one solution, but it's pointless if it sounds rubbish, isn't it? But I think this sounds really nice. I think it's really nicely tuned. The guy behind the Boombocs company is an audio engineer, a professional audio engineer, and I think these speakers have been tuned really nicely. You can get a lovely, really balanced sound, which can be really clear and detailed. I've got to just talk about bass here. There's a ton of excellent little Bluetooth speakers. I've got a tri-bit flow here, and this has got a nice passive bass radiator in there and a woofer, and this can really dive deep down into the lower bass frequencies, certainly lower than this. But with a lot of these smaller Bluetooth speakers that I've had in the past, the bass can just sound a bit over bloated, a bit forced, a bit false. There's no passive bass radiator built into this, and I think possibly it would slightly benefit from a passive radiator somewhere under there or on the back or something. But if you set up the EQ properly, I think you get a really beautifully balanced sound, and I really like this. I think it sounds great. So let's just compare it to the tri-bit flow, and we'll just compare it to this, the Roberts Petite 2 DAB radio as well. Lovely little device that does have a built-in passive bass radiator. So let's have a listen, and you can decide then what you think. Obviously this is going to be best listened to on a decent set of headphones or a decent set of your own speakers. I'm just going to be using a few samples of royalty-free music streamed via Bluetooth. So have a listen, see what you reckon.
That their family developed, which was that something feels very through leaves, and it means that there's this kind of enormous sensory pleasure that you get from a very small thing.
I'm noticing on these certain trees that there's like layers, as if somebody's come with a sponge and dabbed one colour, maybe the green, and then
a smaller amount of time, like slowing everything down. Obviously, different things happen at different times depending on where you live. So it's just to notice what's changing around you over those 5 days. And once you start...
Leaves.
I'm Ruth, and I've always struggled with winter.
And the trees that still have some leaves on them and that are quite multicoloured.
Here in the UK, we tend to divide the year into 4 seasons.
But just in conclusion, I have struggled to find any other device that offers all that this does in one convenient, portable and really attractive, I think, little portable box. Even though this is now 3 years old, I think it's a winner and a keeper and was an absolute steal at 57 quid from Amazon UK. I hope that's been useful to somebody out there. Thank you for watching and let me know what you think down below.